Alright guys, Apple event is finally coming tomorrow, and we literally just got some drastic changes to the leaks for this event, which are both exciting and disappointing with the addition of some pretty bad last minute news. So in this video, I'm gonna give you guys my final predictions for features and changes to each product we're expecting, and then you guys can come back tomorrow to see if I was right or wrong, which is gonna make this a whole lot more interesting. Now before I get into the really bad news for tomorrow's event, I wanna share some absolutely amazing news with you guys, and that's the confirmation that the entire iPhone 13 lineup will come with 128 gigabytes of storage, including the lower end models, which used to come with only 64. This is a huge deal for all those people who always buy the base model and struggle with low amounts of storage, and it kind of points to Apple making some huge camera changes, which I'll talk about in just a minute. And with that said, it's time to get into the bad news, but first, I want to ask you guys to hit that subscribe button below because only around 23% of you are actually subscribed. So go ahead and do that because we're going to be going more in depth than ever before with the new Apple products this fall, especially the M1X MacBook Pros. So definitely subscribe and check out our merch like our M1X chip shirt design or our Apple product icon shirt down in the merch shelf right below this video. With that said, the bad news is that Mark Gurman came out and confirmed that there will be 2 events with the iPad updates happening at the second event and not tomorrow. Now this actually kind of makes sense for the iPad mini 6 redesign, but I honestly expected the regular iPad 9 to get released at this event because the regular iPad always gets released in either March or September. So I still think there's a chance that it could be coming tomorrow, but I'm not sure. And as far as the rumored AirPods 3, Ming-Chi Kuo came out again and confirmed that they will be coming at tomorrow's event, and I totally agree because I personally think that both the iPhone 13 lineup and the AirPods 3 will be coming with Bluetooth 5.2 and other improvements to enable some new cool features. So I think that they're going to be revealed tomorrow, but the actual shipment date might be delayed. Kuo also believes that there are 2 scenarios for the pricing, with the first scenario being that the AirPods 3 are priced higher than the current AirPods, while the AirPods 2 will remain the same price. And the second scenario is that the AirPods 3 will take over the current $199 price, and the AirPods 2 will be discounted. And that's the exact scenario that I think is gonna happen. As far as the Apple Watch Series 7, both Ming-Chi Kuo and Gurman agree that it will in fact be revealed at tomorrow's event. Now initially, Gurman thought that they would be in low supply because of production issues, but Kuo recently said that the issues have been resolved, so the supply could actually be just fine. We also got some new leaks of the iPhone 13 cases, which all seem to have a huge physical ridge around the camera bump, which points to not only thicker camera lenses, but I think the entire protruding carved glass bump will be quite a lot thicker than before. And the whole reason for that is because the camera sensors will likely be bigger than before, which requires the camera glass to be larger. Pitaka actually sent some of their cases over to our office, like the Air, which is insanely thin and light, and as you can see, the camera bump on the 13 Pro Max is quite a bit larger than my current 12 Pro Max. I also noticed that the case is a little bit loose, which points to the next iPhone being quite a bit more thick, which means that it's going to be getting a bigger battery, matching up to previous leaks. But now with all those new leaks out of the way, let's get into my full list of predictions for the iPhone 13 lineup before I get into the other products. We're expecting the same 4 models as last year with exactly the same 5.4, 6.1, and 6.7 inch displays. They're also going to come with a smaller notch that is coming due to Apple relocating the earpiece speaker and upgrading to the new 2nd generation Face ID sensors that work with masks and foggy glasses, which is amazing. However, the Pro models will be coming with extra features like 120Hz refresh rate and an always-on display, which will run at 1 Hz when in standby mode unless you get a notification. Now turning on low power mode on the Pro models will throttle the display down to 60 Hz, so it's actually going to be much more useful than before for improving battery life. But other than that, the display should be staying more or less the same. They're all, of course, going to be coming with a new A15 Bionic chip, which will be similar to the A14, but there's a chance it'll be built on the ARM v9 technology. Wi-Fi 6E will come to the entire lineup, most likely with Bluetooth 5.2 on all models as well, and the new Qualcomm X60 modem, which will improve data speeds and reliability across the board. There's a chance that the iPhone 13 lineup will support 25-watt fast charging, but I'm honestly not sure if it's actually going to be coming. On top of that, we should expect stronger magnets for MagSafe across the board, as well as larger wireless charging coils to handle heat better. We should definitely expect the Lightning port to stick around on all of the models, and leaks are pointing to no under-display Touch ID coming to any of the iPhone 13s. Now, as far as the cameras, the lower-end iPhone 13 models will have a diagonal camera bump. All cameras will be getting larger sensors, which will increase light input by 15%, and this will require the camera lens glass to be larger or thicker, which is why we're expecting the bigger camera bumps. The ultra-wide cameras on all iPhone 13 models will be getting a huge upgrade with a larger aperture, which will let in 40% more light, which is going to reduce noise and improve quality. And because of this, the lens is going to support autofocus. The Pro models will continue to get an extra telephoto camera, and this time around, the smaller model could be switching to the same 2.5x optical zoom lens, and they're both going to be looking better because of the larger sensor. The image stabilization system should improve this year across the board, with the smaller Pro model likely to adopt the sensor shift stabilization feature. There are also going to be some massive night mode improvements across the board, including a new astrophotography mode and much better scene recognition and color science. But the biggest camera feature is going to be exclusive to the Pro models because it's going to be using the second generation LiDAR scanner. This feature is going to be the new portrait video recording mode called Cinematic Video, which will give a nice blurry background to your video clips, and it's going to use the new ProRes video format to do it. However, I expect the selfie camera on every iPhone 13 model to support this new feature. Moving on, Mark Gurman believes that we'll be getting new portrait filters that can be applied only to the subject instead of the entire image. And as far as the color options, the regular iPhone 13 models could be seeing a new pink color, while the Pro models could be getting new matte black and bronze colors. Now, I personally believe that all 4 models will be available to order at the same time on Friday, with shipments arriving on the 24th, and I think the prices are going to be staying identical to last year's pricing, even despite the base storage going up to 128 gigs on the base models. Now, moving on to the Apple Watch Series 7, it's pretty clear that it's going to be getting a new squarish design that looks basically the same as the renders that Jon Prosser revealed months ago. However, I expect the glass to be almost completely flat due to the new ceramic shield display that is going to be a bit larger, 41 and 45 millimeters, thanks to thinner display bezels. I also think that the display is going to look a bit better, almost like the display is on top of the glass due to the new lamination technique that Mark Gurman leaked recently. The speaker should also be seeing a major upgrade with the new grille layout, hinting at much better speaker quality. And I personally think that all of the current watch bands will continue to support the new Apple Watch design, but many of the bands out there might not look perfectly flush, so people are going to be wanting to upgrade to the newer bands. It's also likely that the Series 7 will come with a bunch of new Apple Watch faces like Mark Gurman mentioned, but I don't think that there's going to be any changes to the sensors on the bottom of the watch. As far as the other changes, we can expect things like Wi-Fi 6 or 6E support, Bluetooth 5.2 support, a new faster S7 chip, upgraded ultra-wideband technology, and a larger battery than before. All of these changes are going to help the Series 7 get a pretty large battery life improvement, but we shouldn't expect any new major health features or changes, and probably no addition of Touch ID or anything like that. There's also a chance that we could be seeing a new color option like the green that Jon Prosser showed off, but I don't expect any major changes to the more expensive finishes. But other than that, we could potentially see some upgrades like double the RAM from 1 gig to 2, and maybe a storage upgrade. And as far as the other models that are going to continue to be sold, I still expect Apple to sell both the Series 3 and the SE in the lineup, while the new Series 7 will be sold for the same $399 as before. Now moving on to the AirPods 3, I expect them to be kind of a hybrid model between the regular AirPods and the AirPods Pro. They'll adopt the new design with a shorter stem, as well as the pinch-to-click buttons that the AirPods Pro currently have. However, they will not use silicone ear tips, so they're going to have a more free design, which means that they are not going to have active noise cancellation. I expect the speakers to be upgraded for better sound quality and bass, but I don't think they'll sound as good as the AirPods Pro. The main point of this upgrade is going to be to make them look a bit more modern, as well as adding wireless charging to the case as a standard feature, alongside the upgrade to the better pinch controls. Along with that, the battery life will improve by 20% for the case itself, and a pretty nice improvement for the earbuds themselves. But I also have a feeling that both the AirPods 3 and the iPhone 13 lineup will include Bluetooth 5.2 to enable a really cool new feature, but I'm not exactly sure what that's going to be just yet. I expect the AirPods 3 to be priced at $199, just $50 less than the AirPods Pro and $50 more than the Beats Studio Buds. And I think there's a chance that the shipment could be delayed by a week or two, but I'm not really sure. And finally, let's finish off with the iPad 9, which might get revealed at tomorrow's event. With this iPad, I'm not expecting any major changes except for a thinner body due to Apple finally laminating the display like they do for the other iPads. This should get rid of the gap between the glass and the display, as well as improving colors alongside DCI P3 wide color gamut support and giving it deeper blacks. But other than that, I actually think that the display could stick with the same 10.2-inch size, but with Apple upgrading the chip to the A13 Bionic, and that's basically it. I'm also pretty sure that the price will remain at the same $329 as before. And there you guys go, that's basically all that we should expect for this event, with other products like the iPad mini 6 and the M1X MacBook Pros coming probably at next month's event. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you're excited for tomorrow's Apple event, go ahead and click the subscribe button above and definitely check out our merch down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in tomorrow's video.